I think it's going to be difficult to call. We're going to be in for volatile times for sure. If you think what's happened over the course of the last few weeks, we've gone from potentially looking at 2 million barrels per day of exports from Iran coming off the market to Iran's supply being significantly impacted to waivers being issued and now potentially all of that coming back. So that's what's being priced in at the moment, and it's very, very difficult to call to catch a falling knife.
Is there one particular trigger point right now that could extend this move lower or snap back prices? We've just been running through, I guess, all of the themes surrounding the oil markets at the moment, whether it's President Trump, whether it's Iran, whether it's these waivers, whether it's what the Saudis are saying with respect to OPEC output. Is there one thing that's, I guess, more placed to drive the oil price over the next little while?
I don't think there's one specific trigger. I think you've got to factor in what the US producers are doing, and certainly production there has surprised to the upside, at least in the recent data points that have come through. Then there's Russia. What will Russia do? The Saudis have made their view pretty clear. If they don't act, the market is going to be significantly oversupplied in the fourth quarter of this year and potentially into 2019. That's a scenario they want to avoid, and so it's going to be a multitude of all of these factors coming together.
Okay, you say we're waiting to find out what Russia's going to do. What do you suspect will happen on that front?
I think, I mean, they're producing at record levels at the moment, so the question is how much more can they push from here? I don't think they're interested in driving the oil price down too much lower from where we are at the moment, particularly given the economic uncertainties that loom with the China-US trade war in the background. So I think they will act prudently, and as was being discussed by BP previously, people want stability in the oil market, and I think Russia is no different. It ranks amongst one of the biggest producers in the world. They don't want to see oil swinging up to $100 per barrel back down to 30, just as we saw in 2014.
How much influence does President Trump have when it comes to what happens in the oil markets? We know that he's been actively critical of what OPEC has said, and there was, of course, a fresh tweet out just early this morning, Asia time, saying that he hoped that there would be no OPEC cut to output. Are they listening to what he has to say, or are these really tweets that are just fired out there into the Twitter sphere for all of us to talk about instead?
I mean, he certainly doesn't make my job any easier. Predicting the oil market, 100 million barrel per day market, is very, very difficult, as the last few years have shown, and certainly trying to factor tweets into your balances just makes that job just that little bit more difficult.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.